Hello there. This is John Jorphy. I'm with All About Chippewa Valley, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Benny Anderson, who's the director of Visit Eau Claire. And we are at the lovely Pablo Center, which sits at the confluence of the Eau Claire and Chippewa Rivers in downtown Eau Claire. This is a remarkable event center that many people enjoy and appreciate with all of the new things that have happened in the last decade here. And Benny, I know you know a lot about Eau Claire with what you do. It's just part of your job, right?
Yep, I'm just retaining weird bits of knowledge, right? Yeah.
Well, luckily they're accumulating.
Yep, yep.
And I've appreciated your insights to some of these things going on here locally in Eau Claire. And but your job is Visit Eau Claire. Tell me why so many people are moving to Eau Claire.
Well, a lot of it, we attribute to not only the beauty of the area and the community itself, but the people. When we bring in travel writers and tourists from all these different locations, many of them being from big cities, New York, Atlanta, and a lot of our tourism coming from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then Chicago. The number one thing that we hear overwhelmingly is that we have a beautiful city, we've got a lot of great attractions, but the people is what makes it, so amazing here. And having lived here for almost 25 years now, I mean, you have to agree. I mean, it's a big city with a small town feel. We always call it the biggest small town in America, that everybody that you work with, but you shouldn't, because there's so many, people across, the spectrum here, that it's just so well connected and inviting, and people are so warm. It's that Midwest nice feel.
Yeah, that's true. I've experienced that too, and I've lived here roughly the 25 years you have, and truly agree that there's a lot of great people here in the community, and I think historically this city has had a good foundation of people, which has built it up.
Well, and it's a very collaborative environment. So we've gotten tons of awards, not as Visit Eau Claire, but as the city, in the area of best place to own a small business, best place to raise kids, best place to retire, by the Wall Street Journal was one of the recent ones. And really, when you look at that, it really comes down to, how the people interact here, in big moments, both positive and negative, like building the Pablo, right? So many people came together to sponsor and grow it. And in things like, COVID or recessions, we always manage to find ways to really work together to find great compromises in how to do everything that we need to do without losing, some of those things. We tend to be the last one into recession, the first one out, and we tend to grow. I mean, when you look at the growth of the downtown and in the entire city, being net new construction, number one county in Wisconsin, in the last year, and everything that happens, it only works because we, kind of all believe in how we need to run things together and find, ways through the big discussions.
Sure. Well, that's good insight. I myself in real estate have realized how many people are moving here to retire. They're moving here back to their kids. They're moving here from other states that are just too expensive to live in. And I think people are finding a quality of life here that is rewarding and enjoyable, and they're taking advantage of that.
And we see that across, obviously not just tourism, which we kind of say is the first step of a talent attraction or people moving here. In that it used to be that you would go follow a corporation to find the job that you wanted and move to the city there, and now with the way the world has changed, you move to a city that you enjoy and you want to raise a family, or has the things that you want, like all the great things that we have, outdoor recreation at a ridiculous level, sports or, arts, all the different things. And now the corporation will follow you, so as we see people moving here, we really believe it's because, as you get here, it's a great way of life, for everything that we do. You have a ton of free public art. You have access to great shows that, tour the nation from Broadway and comedians and all of these different things. And then you have, in our backyard, some great music events, but on top of that, you've just got parks and trails and, and all these different things, and then great people to share it with.
Yeah. And the, when it comes to that quality of life again, you have all those outdoor activities, you have great city parks, some new ones on top of the historic Carson Park, which is just a pearl in the community. It's been here a long time, but River Prairie, Phoenix Park here that we're in is just remarkable.
And such an eclectic, range of parks, right? I mean, we're literally looking at Haymarket Plaza right out here, and it sits at the confluence of the rivers, and it has some great events, and one of the key points of the sculpture tour, but also a splash pad, right, that the kids can come down and enjoy. It's at the center of the lit bridges, which makes it beautiful at day and night, at winter, at summer.
Yeah.
And then all of the other different parks for all the different things that you would want to look at, right? With River Prairies, I mean, amazing bustling trails and access to their own parts of the river. Carson Park, like you mentioned, where Hank Aaron played, but also many professional ball players have played, at their rookie games, over there before starting into the major leagues. And then, parks like Conservancy Park, out in town of Union, right, which it used to be an old horse trail park and is now, a huge trail that you can wander, along the river in the woods, and really enjoy it, as part of our 80 connected miles of trails, over these different counties.
Yeah. And I also think, getting back to your point about people moving here for the quality of life and what you can do, but also the economics of this community have really diversified. Obviously we have Menards headquarters here. We have a great regional hospital system, multiple systems here that are very, very successful. It's a regional hub for shopping, for entertainment, restaurants, and I think that does, it just keeps building on each other, and then being able to work remotely from home.
Yeah.
That probably helps too.
Well, and I mean, I always joke because when you are working remotely in the city, you can look out basically almost any window and find a beautiful view without having to pay, the huge, city prices of, the corner office. But, I mean, it's absolutely, every industry really is finding, a little bit of their roots here for it. And we just continue to see new things pour in on every level. We have a little bit of, industrial coming in, we've got a lot of residential to keep up with the growth.
Yep.
But besides tourism, you have, all kinds of different things in the industries growing up. I mean, we have a number of breweries. We have a great restaurant scene. We have, hotels and convention centers, that we are not conventions, but meeting centers and things that, we look to have, and just a ton of jobs that are, looking to grow with that.
Yeah. And I think we're all looking forward to the Sonotake Center. I don't know if there's a completion date.
I mean, I don't want to jinx Markin and Johnson and our friends over there. But, we hear, around that graduation time of next year. And I've gotten to take a tour of it, and I drive by it quite often, and they're going to be close, man. It looks like last year everybody was watching the Country Jam deadline for opening and ask if they're going to make it. We're all watching Sonotake this year, but it looks to be a ridiculously impressive facility, and it will be well worth the wait. So,
yeah. I think it's just going to add to all of the events that we can enjoy in life, and the music scene and everything.
So in the last year, we've started to approach the events that we would try and get there as Visit Eau Claire, and I mean, it's crazy, John, right? Like we're getting to have different level conversations with groups that we've not been able to get attention for, NCAA on a different level, a lot of different sports and event groups, but also some big shows and opportunities that it will really change the way that that people are able to enjoy entertainment in their city the same way that Pablo changed it, here with, arts and culture and everything that it has brought. It's going to bring, a whole new level of, ability to stay right in town to enjoy what we have here.
Yeah, well, I think we both feel very fortunate, and for any of you that have questions about moving or living in this community, Benny and I would be happy to entertain them. We really love this community, and we appreciate you guys spending the time with us to talk about it.
And so sincerely that this is the way that the community works about this. If you're considering moving here and want to tour or want to talk about it, I mean, by all means, give us a call, and we're happy to share everything that we know about it, or even say hi at one of the many events that we end up at.
Nice. Well, thanks, Benny.
Thank you, John.